Hi, everyone. This is Miss Maples. Thank you for attending our virtual back to school night. Or if you're watching this video later on my YouTube channel, thank you for checking it out after the fact. This first page just has basic information. I teach English 9 Honors and English 11. My email address is listed there. And please email me anytime. It's the best way to get in contact with me. I try to be very prompt about responding to emails, so please do not hesitate to send me an email if you have a question, if there's something I can do to better help your student or clear something up for you too. So I was wanting everyone when they first entered our meeting today to write your first and last name and who your student is. So let me know who you belong with. And then also, if you can think of one, what's a really good memory you have of one of your English classes from high school, even younger, elementary school, just any time that you have a fond memory of English class. It would be awesome if you could share that with us. And then I'll have everyone's information in chat. If there's anything else that you need to ask me since we're playing this video, ask me things in chat. I can respond to questions as we're going over this video. That way you're not interrupting me, right? You can watch, and then the real me, the not recorded me, will be fielding any questions that you have. So thank you for taking a second to introduce yourself. A tiny bit about me. I live in West Sacramento, as most of you do, with my husband of 10 years. His name is Chris, pictured up in the corner, and my son Oliver, who is 2. He'll be turning 3 at the end of March. He is a handful, but also pretty cute. They make them that way so you can handle their handfulness, I assume. And I have 3 cats, Gracie, Lily, and Chloe, who sometimes jump on me during Zoom meetings and interrupt class, and I have to get them out, right? I've been teaching at River City High School for 12 years, long time, but my first year as a virtual learning teacher, we're all figuring this out together. I have hobbies, reading, cooking, spending time outdoors, collecting lots of succulent plants because I tend to not kill those, so I like them more. But I'm also a mom of a 2-year-old, so really I spend most of my time playing trains and dinosaurs and managing his meltdowns. I love to travel, and my husband and I did quite a bit of it back before all of this and before having a little one. And we hope to someday travel again once, we're not in this situation any longer. I'm sure many of you are feeling the same way. Here is our daily class schedule for virtual learning. So there you go. That's where your student should be throughout the day. I know I said Zoom earlier. I've used Zoom in the past, but right now I'm in Google Meets. So hopefully we can stay in Google Meets. It's been working really well for us and it's very easy to access. So students just have to go into my Google Classroom each day and click the Google Meet link in order to join class. Targeted intervention, I wanted to make sure you all knew about this. So teachers host targeted intervention from 10:40 to 11. Not all teachers do it exactly the same way. Some have it for certain class periods, certain days. However, for me, I open up my Google Meet link that I have below every day at 10:40 and I close it at 11, and it's just drop in. So students can drop in with any questions they have, if they need help on an assignment, if they need to go over missed work, whatever. They need a word of encouragement, like come by and see me. Please encourage your student to attend if they're struggling, if they get behind, anything. Just be like, go see Miss Maples. They don't have to have an appointment. They can just show up, okay? It's really important for me to address how you can help your student be successful in this format because it's so different from what we're used to. Your partnership is more important than ever in helping me make your student successful because I don't see them every day, right? I read their writing. I talk to them on occasion when they'll unmute their mics, but I'm not seeing them face to face. So this would be super helpful if you could talk to them about what they learned. Just, in the evening or whenever you have some time, just chat with them. Hey, what are you talking about in your English class? What are you talking about in your math class? Just kind of check in. Ask to see their Google Classrooms. Okay? They may not like this, but you can blame it on me, Miss Maple said, for this to happen. See if they are missing any assignments. I'm about to show you how to check that. Glance over what they're doing in each class. Most teachers organize their classroom by week. I can show you really quickly how I organize it. Here is my English 9 Honors class. I organize it the same for English 9 Honors and for English 11. But if you click on the classwork tab right here, you can see everything listed by week. So there's everything we did week 1, everything we did week 2. I have everything by the date as well. Week 3, here are resources and notes. Here's my intervention link. So poke around, see how I do things, especially if your student is struggling. It's even more important for you to help with that. Google Classroom, I have to grade things in Google Classroom and then move them into Aries. So Google Classroom gives you the most updated, accurate version of how your student is doing, and if they're missing any assignments, because you'll see that even before I grade them. And grading is a heavy task for teachers right now. It takes a long time. So please check Google Classroom to kind of stay on top of them, especially if your student is one that needs a little bit of extra encouragement to not fall behind. Also check their grade in Aries, but just know that that is going to be slower to update. It's going to take longer to get that information into Aries. I do the best I can to keep up on it, but it's a lot. So please be patient with me. If you have questions about if they're keeping up or turning in assignments, you can always send me an email. The role of a parent guardian is huge in the learning process always. But right now, in this format, it is more important than ever because I am not physically with your child every day. So please partner with me in helping them be successful, okay? If you do that, they'll get through just fine. I had students last term who struggled, but their parents would be in contact with me. We figured it out. I am willing to work with your student. I want each student to get through this and be successful. The students who were not successful shut down. And so that's what we're trying to avoid is the shutdown, the disengaging, the not trying, right? If you would like to be invited to receive Google Classroom updates, I just need you to do something really quickly and then I can add you. So you'll get emails from Google Classroom with updates. It's just more information for you, another way to check in. I recommend it. If you would like me to add you, please send me an email. Please write parent guardian invite for Google Classroom as the subject, just so I know what it is right away. And then in the email, if you could include your student's name and the email address you want to get updates to, then I can add you in, and I'll get that done as soon as I get the email. I'll do it quickly so you can get those updates. But like I said, be nosy with your kids and check their Google Classrooms. Be like, show me what you're doing, right? If they can't hide from us, we can keep them accountable, keep them learning and working. This I found online, a way to check the to-do, what has been assigned to your student, what they're missing. So they have at the top, there should be a little to-do list. You should be able to find that and see what has been assigned, what is missing. Okay, if you still have questions, please reach out to me. But yeah, check their Google Classroom. I'm going to keep saying that. Class goals for my English classes, I want them to gain skills for reading complex texts, understand how to take something that seems difficult, how to annotate it, get through it so that they can understand it. So I'm going to keep practicing that with them. I want them to improve their critical thinking skills through discussion, through writing, through reading and questioning what they read. I want my students to form empathy through reading about others. I think that's a really important part of English classes, to learn about people different from you. So that is something that the literature we cover allows us to do. And then I want our students to improve as a writer and help them find their personal voice. That's different for every student, right? Everyone writes differently. Everyone's in a different place in the journey of feeling comfortable with writing, but I just want growth. I want all students trying and growing and learning along the way. We use Study Sync McGraw-Hill curriculum for common lesson plans that like all English 11 or all English 9 honors teachers do. And then there's also some teacher choice involved with novels and other readings. But everything is focused around the Common Core standards. So each unit I teach has very clear standards, focus standards that I am addressing and trying to strengthen your students' skills in. Materials for class. I would like each student to have a physical notebook and a pen or pencil, right? Because sometimes you need to write stuff down. I don't know what I would do if I couldn't write down things that I needed to remember, to-do lists, that kind of thing. So please make sure your student has that next to their laptop. The highlighters I'd like, but it's not a big deal. Really, it's the notebook and something to write with. They, of course, need a computer and internet access. I know the internet can be weird, which is why I am super organized in my lessons. Students can complete things even if they're not in class because they have the class slides. They can go through it on their own. So yeah, come to class whenever you can, but know that the work is still accessible outside of class. And I highly recommend headphones with the mic. It doesn't have to be the full podcast gamer style like I have, but something where they can really like zoom in on what we're talking about and also be heard. So if you can help your student find that, if they don't have one, it helps you focus, right? That's why I use it. I can hear my students better. They can hear me better. I'm not going to go over this in detail, but for those of you who are here for your student in English 9, this is what we are going to be doing. Most work is submitted through Google Classroom, but our warm-ups for English 9 and English 11 are in Padlet. They have a link that they do every day, and I post it in Google Classroom. So they still access it through there, but they do the work in Padlet, which just is a way for them to write responses. I always have standards-based instruction. Then we do some classroom discussions. They usually have some independent work time for reading and writing. That's kind of the basic setup. If you want to join my Remind for English 9 honors, there's the Remind code, so you can do that. Yeah, the list, everything in bold that's in the course content novels plays list hopefully has been picked up from the high school. A hard copy of Mice and Men, The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, Catcher in the Rye, Perks of Being a Wallflower. If they do not have those, we want to get those ASAP. Email me if you have any questions. This part is for just English 11. Of course, different readings, different standards, but the way that I structure the classes are the same as far as we have a warm-up. We do some kind of a lesson, right? We have some kind of a discussion. We usually have some type of independent work. Same basic idea. There's my Remind code. We're going to be reading A Raisin in the Sun soon, which is an amazing play by Lorraine Hansberry. You can also find really good movie versions. I highly recommend the one that was done in the 1960s. So English 11 students do not need hard copies of any texts. Everything will be provided to them digitally. So they do not have to have any hard copies if you are an English 11 student. Here are some websites that are just important. The link to this slideshow I've shared in chat. If you don't have it, I'll share it again. Let me know. But just links that you want to be able to get to. And then I'm going to end the video, and I'm here for any questions that you have. Thank you for listening to my presentation. And then go ahead and ask any questions that you have. Thank you all.